Hello and welcome to the program. This edition of Newsroom series covering Nigeria's Northeast. I am Bukola Koka. First, the top stories, and we begin on a sad note as reports coming in say that the Anambra State Police operatives have taken over the scene in Okija, where a stampede reportedly occurred in the early hours of today, leading to the death of an unspecified number of persons. Police Public Relations Officer of the Anambra State Police Command, Tochukwu Ikenga, says preliminary information reveals that a philanthropist from the Okija community shares rice and other palliatives annually to members of the community to provide succor to the less privileged. Unfortunately, before the event could commence, a large number of uncontrolled persons took over the area, which resulted in a stampede. Though details about those affected are still sketchy, the State Police Command is conducting proper investigation. And in what appears a similar incident, the FCT Police Command says at least 10 persons died while several others were injured in a stampede earlier today during the distribution of food items to vulnerable and elderly individuals at the Holy Trinity Catholic Church in Maitama, Abuja. According to a statement by the FCT Police Public Relations Officer, Josephine Ade, 4 children died in the unfortunate incident which took place around 6:30 a.m. While 4 of the injured have been treated and discharged, the remaining victims are currently receiving medical care. The FCT Police Rapid Response Squad and the FCT Joint Task Force say they have successfully evacuated the remaining crowd, which numbered over 1,000. The Adamawa State Executive Council has approved the sum of 238 million naira as intervention for victims of the 2024 flood disaster that ravaged 5 local government areas of the state. This is one of the major decisions taken by the council during the State Executive Council meeting at the Government House in Yola, the state capital. In addition to the relief package, Council also approved the renovation and construction of the headquarters and central workshop of the Adamawa Agricultural Mechanization Agency.
Governor Umaru Fintiri of Adamawa State presides over the 23rd meeting of the State Executive Council. The meeting, which is being held behind closed doors, is sitting to consider relief for communities affected by flood in the state. After the council meeting, the Commissioner for Integration, Reconstruction, Rehabilitation and Humanitarian Services explains how the effort is expected to address the long-term recovery for affected communities.
We are in difficult period, and that the 250 is not easy these days for you to get even 1,000 naira. And for you to be given 250,000 per each household, it means that you are going to get a bag of rice. You can get even, especially during this festival, we are not talking about even Christmas dressing. We are talking about feeding. And that is enough, to get you some bags of maize, maybe beans, and even a rice to some extent. It will alleviate your suffering.
According to the state government, the emergency phase of flood response had already been addressed, and this next phase is vital to safeguarding government assets and agricultural resources.
The Executive Council has approved an award of contract for the renovation and construction of headquarters offices and central workshop of Adamawa State Agricultural Mechanization Agency, AMA, at the total cost of 197,254,398 naira 45 kobo only. The contractor, Kashala Multilinks Limited, will be handling the program, the project, and the renovation and reconstruction is expected to be completed in 8 weeks.
About 9 local government areas of Adamawa State were affected during the flood, and the state government is promising to reach all those affected across the state.
The senator representing Gombe South Senatorial District is seeking the intervention of the federal government and international donor agencies to end the cycle of violence and sufferings inflicted on his constituents of Powishi village in Biliri local government area of Gombe State. Senator Siyako raised a motion of urgent importance on the floor of the National Assembly for an investigation into the cause of the recurring pattern of attacks in his local government, which, according to him, is needed to stem the tide in assaults on unsuspecting farming communities in his constituency. Senator Siyako also provides palliatives and the sum of 3 million naira each for the affected persons. The recent attacks by unknown marauding forces have left farming communities in stitches, one of which is Powishi village in Biliri local government.
All these items is the fact that
help seems to be finally arriving as the lawmaker representing Gombe South Senatorial District, Senator Anthony Siyako, makes a case to his colleagues to support the victims.
To urge the Inspector General of Police, Chief of Army Staff, and the Director General of DSS to investigate, arrest, and prosecute these criminal gangs to serve as a deterrent for the future. Also, urge the IGP of Police and Chief of Army Staff to urgently establish police and military joint task force in Biliri local government area to put a stop of these incessant killings.
Lamenting the spate of recurring attacks on farming villages in his constituency, the senator submits some prayers.
Worried that such a development is threatening the peace and security in the area and neighboring states, such as Taraba, Bauchi, Adamawa state, and have negatively impacted food sufficiency and major economic activities. Aware that the primary duty and obligation of government is to ensure the protection of lives and properties in every Nigerian. The Senate resolved, therefore, to observe 1 minute silence in honor of the deceased constituents.
His colleague, representing Bauchi Central, throws his weight behind these prayers.
Mr. President, Sansani, Kalendi, Fawashi are all familiar villages to me. You recall that Gombe was part of Bauchi State, and this territorial district is particularly known to me because I have a relationship that dates back to 40 years.
After setting up a committee to take stock of losses incurred by the victims, Senator Siyako sends building materials, foodstuff, clothing, beddings, and cash directly to the victims.
Despite the fact that he has sent some palliatives on his own, he has prayed the government to join him in relieving the pains of the community temporarily. But he has also prayed that a lasting solution to events like this should be discussed on the floor of the Senate, and if necessary laws be enacted.
For the residents of Powishi village and other affected communities in Biliri local government, their representative is meeting their real needs and speaking the language of the masses.
My call for them, one, is for them to appreciate the leadership, the quality leadership of distinguished Senator Anthony Siyako, because he has done what we don't expect. As you can see, for Anthony Siyako, he gave relief materials more than what people think. And he worked directly to the beneficiaries, to the victims, which I think is the best thing for every leader to be doing.
We really appreciate for the reactions they've made for what have happened. At least he made an emergency effort. We are telling him that the people should extend our greeting to him for what he's done for us. We really appreciate what he's done for us, for what happened into our community.
As Senator Anthony Siyako prays for the establishment of security formations, construction of tarred roads, solar street lights, as well as other social investments for farming communities in the 4 local governments of Gombe South, the victims of recent attacks say they see light at the end of the tunnel in their quest to rebuilding their torn-down communities. The Inuwa Yahaya-led government says it is not letting its guard down in the pursuit of a modern city that will match toe-to-toe with the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja, in all ramifications. And with correction of distortions and civil engineering works shaping up in 3 major layouts conceived and designed by Governor Inuwa Yahaya, Shongo Garden City, GDP 16, and Shehu Abubakar District, the Director General of the Gombe Geographic Information Systems, GOGIS, expresses gratitude that the governor's dream of bequeathing a city of the future is gaining momentum. The state government is also clamping down on illegal structures, slums, and unplanned buildings that flout the Gombe State reimagined master plan.
Gombe State seems to have turned a corner in its pursuit of a smart, sustainable city of the future that matches neck and neck with the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja. Pundits see town planning as a risky job, even as the Inuwa Yahaya government ostensibly takes the uncharted high road of returning Gombe State to its reinvigorated master plan.
The Shehu Abubakar district will be a model of urban planning and infrastructure development. The construction of roads, storm drains, and drainages will mitigate the challenges posed by flooding, improve accessibility, enhance the livelihood of its residents, and expand Gombe metropolis in a better and bigger way.
The Shehu Abubakar district is a beehive of activity with civil engineering works shaping up, keeping the state's eye on the ball.
In town planning, we have so many models. This is a concentric model where you have the residential, followed by commercial, followed by other uses. And this, as you can see, you see this road that coming here. This one is coming through here. We have a synergy, as in we have the connectivity, we have the circulation of the road. This is a contemporary design.
At GDP 16, illegal structures that distort the layout are taken out in a joint operation of the Gombe Geographic Information Systems and Gombe State Urban Planning and Development Agency to keep it in sync with the state's master plan.
We must adhere and respect to the master plan as directed by His Excellency during his first speech in his second tenure, that he must maintain and follow and abide by the master plan of Gombe State.
For Mr. Ismaila Uba and Builder Yusuf Mahamoud, Gombe is outrunning its peers in terms of development because of the governor's intentional political will to correct decades of land maladministration in the state.
All that is happening in Gombe is not a miracle. It's a deliberate thing from His Excellency the Governor, because he has come prepared and is very, very bold in taking decision. Each time there is anything, he does not look at what the repercussion could be. Sometimes even if there is going to be any political backlash or something, but he will take it if it is in the interest of the people and in the interest of the development of the state.
If you look at what he is doing, you are going to see a lot of improvements. These are things that have been in shambles for over 3 decades now. And for you to correct those abnormalities, it will take you a time. And from what he has been doing presently with the urban planning law, you know, you can see that there is significant progress. And apart from these things that I have mentioned earlier, you look at this, the Gombe State government, how it has been remodeled. And the beauty of all the things that he's doing is that he is not doing it for his own benefit. Because I strongly believe that the next governor that is coming to Gombe will be the one who will benefit more from all of this infrastructural development.
In the meantime, Gombe State looks more or less like a giant construction site with Shehu Abubakar District, Shongo Garden City, and GDP 16 projects aimed at stemming the proliferation of sprawling slums by this attempt at building the finest city, not in Nigeria alone, but on the African continent.
There'll be more on infrastructure development, this time in Taraba State's health sector, but that will be after this break. Join us again. Welcome back. No fewer than 4,000 residents of Taraba State with varying degrees of eye defects have benefited from free eye care services, courtesy the Northeast Development Commission's collaboration with Colmerg Eye Care Foundation. Besides the objective of improving their sight, the intervention is also aimed at giving them a sense of belonging and to assure them of the state government's commitment to improving their health care despite insecurity in the northeast region.
The healthcare needs of Taraba residents in northeast Nigeria has continued to be a source of concern to the Northeast Development Commission. While the state government and other humanitarian organizations continue to provide healthcare support, the situation remains overwhelming. Hence, the intervention of the Northeast Development Commission in collaboration with Colmeg Eyesight Foundation to diagnose and treat common ailments that affect the eye. The partnership targets 4,800 residents in Jalingo, the state capital. After thorough investigation at the Federal Medical Center Jalingo, the specialists carried out 600 cataract surgeries, 120 minor eye surgeries, and gave out 4,200 reading glasses.
This free eye care program will give us the opportunity of also screening for things that can lead to blindness. And if it's caught early, detected early, then treatment can be instituted and the person does not have to go blind.
The medical director of the Federal Medical Center, who was represented at the intervention, encourages residents to report eye problems early for proper intervention.
We know that something to do with the eye, once it is picked early, the outcome is usually better. And because of that, I will beg that you keep on coming. Even if you make it twice a year for us, we won't mind, because we know the lives that you will change in the FMC and in Jalingo local government as a whole.
A representative of the Emir of Muri also calls for sustained efforts to rid the Northeast region of common diseases.
We have to commend the Northeast Development Commission for intervening in all aspects of human development. This is not the only intervention they are giving. They have given it in various places. But this one is very, very important to our people.
The Northeast Development Commission says the health intervention reaffirms its commitment to the eye care needs of residents.
Our vision from the Commission, the Northeast Development, is a world where everyone has access to quality air, regardless of their economic or social status. We envision a future where preventable blindness is eradicated and people can have healthy, productive lives with clear vision. Together we can create a world where a vision is a fundamental right, not a privilege.
Beneficiaries are overwhelmed by the Commission's gesture.
It has helped a lot of people. Many people are thanking them and they are praying for them. We pray for the other organization to follow their footsteps, to help the poor people that they don't have money to come to the hospital. Some, nobody to take them to the hospital. Some, they have the money and nobody will bring them here. But with the help of these people, at least some people can see with the help of their drugs and the eyeglasses.
This will be taken to 5 other local government areas of Yoro, Wukari, Ibi, Gasol, and Saldana.
The Federal Roads Maintenance Agency, FIRMA, has commenced a nationwide rehabilitation of federal highways to curtail accidents while traveling. Codenamed Operation Connect to Your Destination, the federal government agency says the yearly campaign is to ensure continuous maintenance of damaged roads to promote safety and durability of vehicles. The Borno State Controller FIRMA told Channels Television that all federal roads are undergoing rehabilitation in the state in preparation for the Yuletide.
The Maiduguri-Benishek Road stretches 102 kilometers along the Maiduguri-Damaturu Federal Highway. It is the major entry and exit points to Maiduguri, the Borno state capital. About 2 weeks back, an accident involving a trailer killed 2 students of Borno State University, injuring several others. This accident and several others are blamed on bad roads ravaged by potholes and damaged portions. Inspecting the ongoing rehabilitation along some of the federal roads in Borno, the State Controller of Pharma says activities, particularly agricultural value chain, will be boosted by the rehabilitation, while motorists traveling for Christmas season will have a smoother ride.
Maiduguri Benishek Yobe border road is 102 kilometers. And this road, the project that we are carrying out, once completed, it will make the whole stretch of the road, the 102 kilometer motorable. And this project is a yearly program which is always done close to yellow tide season. It's basically called Operation Connect Your Destination. This is the second phase of it. Last year it was the project kick-started. And recently, even my MD in Kano, we went to flag off this year's project. That was in November. That's why you see us on the road too, to carry out all the maintenance repair, most especially on this road.
Apart from being the major highway in Maiduguri, the road serves local transporters, business owners, and several other residents of the northeastern states.
I have been plying this road for over 30 years, doing my business. The road was bad that accidents became a frequency. The potholes have seriously destroyed the road, but if it is fixed, it will solve half of the problems. The road has been bad. It destroyed parts of our tricycles and it affected our daily income. If the road is repaired, I'm sure it will improve our lot and also reduce accident, because the rate of accident on this road is high.
Other roads being rehabilitated include Bama, Banki, Biu, Ulka, and Goza, which experience a high-level traffic during this season as due to their interstate connectivity.
The governor of Yobe State, Mai Malabuni, says despite the economic fortunes, his government, through prudent management, has made significant investment in different sectors, as well as completed many projects. Governor Buni, who was represented by his deputy Idi Barde Gubana at the end-of-year press briefing in Damaturu, revealed that over 1.2 million households and individuals have been empowered with cash, food and non-food items in the year 2024 alone.
Members of the Yobe State Executive Council, heads of departments and agencies, as well as journalists, gather in this hall to get an update on the projects executed in the year 2024.
On behalf of His Excellency, the Executive Governor and the Yobe State Government, therefore,
in his welcome address, the Commissioner for Home Affairs, Information and Culture, Abdullahi Bego, applauds the partnership with the media in publicizing the activities of the government, as well as the significant role played in peace building.
It is what ensures that no vacuum is allowed between what the government is doing on behalf of the people and what the people know about what the government is doing on their behalf. It builds confidence, it nurtures trust, it strengthens the unbreakable compact between the people and their government. It is this nexus, this symbiotic, mutually beneficial relationship that should provide the basis for a harmonious working relationship between the government and all its branches and the media as the fourth estate of the realm.
The Yobe State Governor, represented by his deputy, Idi Barde Gubana, reveals that apart from the physical capital projects, the government has empowered households and individuals with cash, food and non-food items.
We have also continued with the projects we have started earlier and made significant progress towards their completion. Given the prevailing economic challenges across the country, we have also stepped up our effort to reach people at the grassroots with direct cash assistance, including micro, small, and medium business owners and the vulnerables. In the recent multi-purpose cash assistance,
empowerment program, we unveiled a total of 52,907 households. 203,000 individuals were reached with a total sum of 3,907,207 naira 50 kobo. While 450,205 other households with a total of 974,220 individuals were reached with food and non-food items support.
As the year 2025 is being ushered in, the government pledges to flag off new projects, especially those that have direct bearing on the people.
And that sums it up on the program today, this edition of Newsroom series covering Nigeria's Northeast. Join us again same time next week when we'll bring you another round of editions. I am Bukola Koka. Bye for now.